okay, I'm gonna give this a try. I have been, I don't know, either sick or having really, really bad allergies for the past 2 days. And I've pretty much been here on this couch the whole time. So I wasn't able to make this video when I wanted to, and we're gonna give it a try now because I'm having a little bit more energy. Well, I just ordered something very nostalgic, something very important to me. And I wanted to do some kind of project around it. I'm not sure what yet, and it might even be bigger than just this item. So I decided I wanted to wait and open it when I was here with you, and then we'll kind of talk it out from there. So I bought this from Thrift Books on Amazon, and it came the other day, and yeah, I am really excited because this, as I said, is a very nostalgic item. I used to own it. I don't know what happened to it. I'm pretty sure it probably got jettisoned during one of my many moves in my late 20s. And that's the last time I probably read it. So it's probably been 20 years since I have read or even held this book in my hands. So let's open it. Are you ready? This is the 30th anniversary edition. That's how old this book is. Wow. It's Writing Down the Bones by Natalie Goldberg. This is incredible. This is like, wow. I feel really emotional looking at this. I did not expect that. So let me give you some backstory on this book. I first bought my copy. It must have been 95, maybe 94, 95, or 96. I was 17, 18, or 19 years old. My family had just moved to the Pacific Northwest, and we went on a road trip to Portland, Oregon. And we went to Powell's bookstore. If anybody out there who knows anything about the Pacific Northwest, you know Powell's bookstore is a big deal. And it was as expansive and overwhelming as I had hoped. I was so excited. I remember walking in there and just being floored by how many books there were, and just levels and levels and rooms that went on forever of books. I didn't know what to do or where to go. I couldn't figure it out. And then I realized I'm a writer. I should go look at their books about writing. And I did. And I saw this one and I picked it up immediately. I don't know what made me pick it. Looking at the back here, I don't know. I don't know what struck me about it. I know that I liked that it was by a woman. And other than that, I really can't tell you. So I remember driving home and reading this book on the way home. And what I remember is immediately loving her ideas about practice. I can tell when I look at it, like if you want to talk about the bones of me as a writer, people like Natalie Goldberg, they helped me create the foundation of who I am as a writer. And I know I can say without a shadow of a doubt that one of the most important things to me as a writer is practice, consistent practice. And where did I learn that? I don't know. Probably from Natalie Goldberg. It's something that always felt very important to me. You know, when I look at writers today and they ask me, you know, how do I get a contract? How do I get a book deal? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I get an audience? And it's always about the external metrics of success. And I don't know how to relate to that. I feel very blessed that I'm Gen X because I came up in the world as a writer who didn't have those because they didn't exist. Of course, you know, being published, having a real publishing deal was the gold standard, but that didn't happen often like it does today. And what felt like more of a focus was, how do you become a good writer? What makes you a good writer? What do you do to become a good writer? It wasn't so much about how do you get 10,000 followers. It was really, really a different world. And I'm very grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I had some understanding of what was really important to me, at least, which was the quality of my writing. And I feel very blessed that I had teachers like this from afar who taught me. They taught me that. They taught me that it's about quality, it's about practice, it's about consistency, it's about putting in the work. You don't get good without putting in the work. You can be talented, and I believe I am, but that doesn't matter if you don't put in the work. So I remember that. I remember that she wrote a lot about having a consistent daily practice in which you write longhand. And maybe that's just a sign of the times, because this was written before everybody had a laptop. You know, it wasn't a thing that you would be writing on your iPad or your computer or your laptop. It would have been by necessity that you would write in notebooks. That's how I came into the writing world as well. In the early 90s, when I was a teenager and I already knew I wanted to be a writer, I wrote all of my books and stories and novels in spiral notebooks with a calligraphy pen. And not that the writing was fancy, it wasn't. I just liked the feeling of the nib on the paper. And again, I feel very blessed. That's how I engaged with writing in the early days. That's how I had to engage with writing in the early days. There was no other option. I had to feel the physicality of it in my hand with my, old-fashioned nibbed pen and ink cartridges that stained my fingers, and feeling that on the page and how my emotions and my thoughts would affect the way my hand moved on the page. Like, I feel so incredibly blessed by that. I can't imagine going back to that as my basic form of writing today, because I'm so incredibly fast. I can type so quickly. I used to type 95 words per minute. Unfortunately, middle age has stiffened my fingers a little, so I'm not that fast anymore, but I am fast enough to keep up with my own thoughts. Whereas writing things down on paper, I tend to lose track of what I wanted to say. So, it's a much slower process. And I'm very grateful that I have the option of using a laptop. But I remember that distinctly, that she is all about writing physically with your hand in notebooks every day. That's like the basic thing that I remember about this book. I'm going to just enjoy reading this so much. Writers get confused. We think writing gives us an excuse for being alive. We forget that being alive is unconditional, and that life and writing are two separate entities. Often we use writing as a way to receive notice, attention, love. See what I wrote? I must be a good person. We are good people before we ever write a word. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to read all of this. I want to read this again and see what emerges and go from there. Because I think there's something that's brewing. I think something is happening, and it's just not ready. It's not ready yet. I need to do a little more of a dive before I start to be able to see it. And in any case, I will bring you along for the journey. Yeah. Thanks for opening this with me, and we'll see what comes next.